So, long story short, don't buy natural meat because they're just stealing your money. Literally, it's terrible. And then, you know, people always fall for all the little writing on the boxes, no added preservatives, no this or that. It's not true, you guys. Like, it isn't true. How can something be in a box with such a long shelf life with no added preservatives? Of course there's added preservatives. Just the preservatives that they are adding are, for some reason, don't have to be disclosed because of some whatever reason or law or a little loophole that they get to, you know, jump through. It's so aggravating. And not that they do it, I mean, that is aggravating. To me, the most aggravating part is the lack of knowledge that there is out there. So people believe them and then buy it. And they have no idea that they're filling their body with junk. And that is what's causing diabetes, obesity, cancer. You know, it's like all we eat has sugar in it every single day. If you're eating anything in boxes and cans and anything processed, you're eating sugar. You're just eating sugar. And it just breaks my heart. So don't believe the little fine print. They just change it according to what's popular. No trans fat was a huge one after the no sugar added. I mean, you don't find anything with no sugar added anymore because that's a 9-year-old fad. And obviously, since then we've discovered that there's sugar in everything. And then, and they would just switch the kind of sugar. It didn't say sugar. It says some other, there's like hundreds and hundreds of kinds of sugar names that they can just sneak in there in the ingredients list. And then as far as the ingredients list goes, they don't have to disclose everything in the ingredients either. I have a friend that worked at Frito-Lay, and she said that one of the steps in making Fritos was that they would soak in lye. Lye is super toxic and dangerous. You have to they use that to make soap. So if you ever make homemade soap and you buy lye, you have to wear gloves and goggles, and it's like this crazy chemical, you know, scientific project craziness. There's risks involved. They soak Fritos in lye as part of the process of making them. And they don't say anything about that on the packaging anywhere. She worked there for years. Now she is very much like me. She mills her grain. She makes all her bread. They have a garden. They buy all raw, organic dairy. They actually just moved to a farm. They're going to start raising their own meat. It's just crazy. I think when you realize what the food industry is getting away with, the more and more you want to do your own food because it's like, you know what's going in it, you know? It's awful. So that's a crazy story. Ingredients, you know, you can get an organic can of tomato sauce and it'll have 3 ingredients listed, and that sounds great. Oh, just 3 ingredients. Well, they don't have to list all of them. There's probably 2 or 3 more that they didn't have to list. And that's the part about the food industry that totally stinks. They are not in it for the best interest of the people. They're in it for money. It's all about money in the end. It's all about getting us addicted with sugar and then money, and then making it sound like it's better than it is because it's not. Hey, so anyway, I've learned this not through research or anything, mainly food documentaries, and I just saw one for the first time in years. The last one I saw prior to this one was Food Matters and Hungry for Change. Those were good. I saw those like a year and a half ago. Fat, Sick, and Nearly Dead was good too. But those are not the kinds that really draw my attention. Hungry for Change is really good. Food Inc. is really good. Forks Over Knives was really good. And then this one, I loved it. It's called Fed Up. Amazing. All about sugar. King Corn was really good also. That one's all about corn. I loved Fed Up. Loved it. King Corn I loved too because it talks about how there's corn and everything. And the amount of corn that we're growing on our planet right now is destroying our soil. There's just so much stuff. And this is all cool information. It's really interesting. We can do what we can with it. But I want to encourage you, don't feel hopeless. The Lord is sovereign. None of this is a surprise to him. And in the end, we're going to be in heaven with Christ, so none of this really matters in the eternity side of things. Yes, we want to be responsible and take care of our bodies and our families and teach our children how to grow their food, so that if the food industry like never makes real food again, we can grow our own food and stuff like that. But don't feel hopeless, don't feel helpless, don't feel discouraged. This is not an eternal thing, and the Lord is in control and sovereign. And you know, you may not be able to afford organic meat and organic everything. Just do what you can with what you got. That's what I've learned along the way, and it has brought me the most peace in any of the phases I went through in my food journey, because it can be very overwhelming and stressful, and you can feel so hopeless sometimes. But just do the best you can with what you've got, and if that means, you know, having a garden and buying organic produce and not being able to afford organic meat, then fine, don't buy organic meat. You know, like, do what you can. But I definitely would say educate yourself so that you know why you would even want to change anything, if you want to change anything, you know? So, yeah, little tangent there.